Hey guys, so I had a bit of a break. Mental health was on a decline this week. Physical health was bad for like the 2 weeks before that. Mental health is taking a hit this week. I think next week there'll be nothing else. Let's not jinx it though. It's just, wow. Today we have a slightly different topic. I feel like I say that every single video now. I'm like, today is a different topic. Yeah, it'd be like weird if I talked about the same thing every single time. Just imagine hey guys, I'm still talking about the same topic. Hey guys, same topic. Hey, I'm back with the same thing again. Hello. I should stop saying that. Actually, it's getting annoying. This will kind of link though to a topic that I posted about recently, which was Mizzy, a prankster. So I'm gonna have to recap that quickly for you guys, but it kind of links, and I wanna just discuss this topic to some kind of extent, but I mainly just wanna get you guys' opinions with it, because I'm actually not sure where I stand on it too fully. Like I kind of know, and I'm kind of gonna, talk about that, but I wanna know what you guys think. This is super interesting to me. Today we're talking about how we as a society have become super comfortable with filming people that we don't know and posting it on the internet, or just filming people that we don't know. And now I wanna preface this, I'm not talking about specific situations, and those are, for example, if you're filming yourself for your own safety, like you're filming yourself or someone else for your own safety, that can include someone's following you, you think someone's acting sketchy, you wanna film that, that's absolutely fine. There's another, obviously, police brutality. I think it's completely fine to film your interaction with the police, or to film someone else's interaction with the police so that you can then go to them and say, hey, I have this recording, if you need it for anything, let me know, I will airdrop it to you. I think those situations are completely, like, if you feel in danger or you feel like someone else is in a dangerous situation, filming yourself, absolutely fine. Then we start to get into the situations where like someone might have seemed to be in danger, but because we don't have the context of the situation, we're judging it based on a one-sided 30-second long clip. Let's say there's two people arguing in a supermarket. We get a clip that's like mid-argument, we don't really know how it started, we don't know how these people are behaving, but now this person with a camera is filming their point of view of a situation, which we don't know. They could have antagonized the other person so much that they then start behaving in a way that maybe is slightly unhinged, but this person only filmed from the moment that makes the other person look bad, and then continues to antagonize them to get a reaction for the camera, to post it on Twitter, get a bunch of likes and retweets, and have a good day. And in the process can then ruin this other person's life who doesn't have their own filmed perspective, because not everyone just thinks to whip out their camera all the time. So this other person now is being harassed, doxxed, fired, maybe. I don't know. People are like getting in touch with like the companies they work at. And once again, I'm not talking about someone that is racist, like miss me with that, racist, sexist, homophobic in some way. Like I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about just a simple interaction where two people are shouting at each other for something. I'm like, why do I feel like everyone's making up their mind about a 30-second long clip without context? Once again, if you leave a comment right now saying, yeah, but I had to film because someone was being homophobic, that is not what I'm talking about, clearly. We're not talking about safety, we're not talking about any discrimination of any sort. We're talking about simple interactions that are like two people arguing over who gets the last carton of milk. I'm like, well, I didn't see who grabbed it first, so I don't know. And why are we watching this 30-second long out of context clip? And it's kind of where it started, where I was like looking at these interactions and thinking, what could have been the context? What could have happened before this video was filmed? How can this impact the person who's being filmed and posted on the internet having a mental breakdown? And sometimes it gets into like mental health issues as well. Someone could be having a mental breakdown because, I don't know, they're autistic, or I don't know, something where their reaction is linked to a condition that they have, and maybe they got overstimulated or it triggered them in some way, and now you're filming this person's moment that isn't very nice to post on the internet to make fun of. There was one video I remember I saw of a person who turns out was autistic. Their sister came out and said, this person is autistic, doesn't like to be touched. They rarely leave the house because being touched on crowded spaces makes them really overstimulated, and it leads to mental breakdowns. And this was the one time we left the house recently, and this guy was filming like a prank video, comes up to them, starts like touching them, not, that sounds really bad, like starts doing something to get a reaction out of them, and this person ends up having a mental breakdown. And everyone's making fun of them, and it's ha ha he he, this person is so unhinged, oh my god. And then their sister comes out and says, oh, this person's actually autistic, and that is a symptom of autism. You end up, getting overstimulated in certain situations.
Just to clear up the situation, at the start of the video, we were all having a chat, and even though my sister appears to be fine, they were probably already masking a lot of anxiety and sensory overload, because as many people have guessed, they are autistic. So their feelings and reactions are very heightened compared to how a neurotypical person person would react. And this all affects everyone differently, so don't judge just because you can't relate. To be honest, I will admit that I didn't notice what was going on until it was too late because I was distracted having a conversation. If I had seen that the man in the video was interacting with everyone, which there's nothing wrong with, I would have moved us away because I know that some people would love this and would kill to give this guy a high five, but I knew that my sister would not. I'd also like to add that we didn't know we were on camera. Some people have asked how I didn't notice there was a camera. I just didn't, sorry. Obviously, I would have moved us out of view if I had noticed. Okay, stay tuned for part 2. The reason that my sister reacted this way to such a small touch is because of contamination OCD. What feels like nothing to us can feel like their skin is burning and they need to clean it as soon as possible. This is not a response that they can control. They did wait until he wasn't looking to use the hand sanitizer though, so that's why it doesn't happen straight away. Some people are saying it's a delayed reaction or whatever. They wanted to be polite, so they shook their head no, that they don't want a high five, and walked towards me. So, someone also noticed that I touched my sister with the same hand that I high-fived him with. This was also a mistake of mine. I'm not perfect. I initially just wanted to comfort my sister, but actually I made it worse and I made them want to clean their arm even more. Now, I think it goes without saying at this point, as Katie said, that they would react this way to a touch from a stranger of any race, any age, any gender, but they do have particular trauma responses when it comes to men. But if you see any comments that are suggesting in any way that race has something to do with this, they are not from us. This person is pretending to know my sister but does not know my sister. Race has nothing to do with it. So if you see these comments, please report and block and whatever you can do, because this is misinformation. Now, some of you also pointed out that my sister has a hearing aid. Their hearing is impaired in one ear. They were focusing on our conversation on their good side, so the situation really took them by surprise as he was on their bad side. We actually were not using sign language, we were just gesturing with our hands a lot, but we do really appreciate those that notice the hearing aid because it does matter. Usually my sister also wears a sunflower lanyard to represent their invisible disabilities. However, they didn't want to wear it in America as they read that it's not recognised outside of the UK. I don't know if there is something similar in America, but I hope there is. Let me know. If I've missed anything and you have any more questions, then let me know, but I will not be responding to any hate. I don't feel the need to justify my sister's actions. I just want to clear up any misunderstandings and put this message out there in case it helps anyone. Please think before you type a comment. Don't assume things about people you don't know. My sister's mental health obviously was not great already, and this situation has made a horrible impact. The internet used to be a safe place for them to meet like-minded people and post TikToks to raise awareness. Now their account is private. They don't want to be found, they don't want to leave the house, let alone go back to New York, and they are scared to act autistic in public because this vulnerable moment that they could not control is now out there for the world to see and to make fun of and make false accusations. So please show some understanding and support, and I will pass it on. Thank you very much.
And now all of a sudden everyone's like, oh my God, we're so sorry, we have to be considerate. It's like, if you had just taken the extra 2 seconds to maybe think, gather context clues, figure out what could have been happening before and after this video. What is the background of this person? No, instead it's just typical, oh, I see funny thing, funny reaction, I'm going to like and retweet. And are we all guilty of that? For sure. Do we have to be guilty of that? No, we can definitely work on it. I think less like filming in really weird situations. Another thing that gets me is people that film situations that are usually very private. I've seen way too many TikToks of people filming into other people's apartments and being like, oh my God, this person's so weird. They're like pacing around their house. Yeah, their house. I could be doing roly-polies for 10 hours straight, and that's like absolutely none of your business. And since finding all of this stuff and like thinking about it more in depth, you know, seeing people filming into other people's apartments. I live in an apartment building. I am opposite other people that live in my building. Like we look into each other's flats essentially, but we have one of those like the foils on the windows that make it more reflective, but I'm still super paranoid. I'm like, what if I was, I don't know, what could I be doing that's really embarrassing? I don't know, picking my nose or something. Not that I like to just sit there and pick my nose. I'm sorry, guys. I was doing something really embarrassing, something really gross, but like, I'm allowed to because I'm in my own apartment that I pay for every month. This is my safe space. And imagine someone like films into my apartment. I don't know, I like to talk to Phoebe all the time, so I look I look weird because I'm just like talking to my dog, which basically looks like I'm talking to myself, having full-on conversations with her. And someone films me and goes, oh my God, this girl's so weird. She's talking to herself in her own apartment. And then I come across a video on TikTok of my apartment with 5 million likes, people calling me weird and crazy. Every time I sit on my sofa, I think someone could be looking into my apartment right now, filming me, doing something really awkward, and they're gonna post it, and I'm gonna end up being the laughing stock of Twitter and TikTok. And that's not how you should be thinking in your safe space, which is your apartment. So I think I just had like a progression of seeing different situations and thinking like, how would I feel in this situation? I would feel like crap. And it makes me super paranoid. I actually don't like to leave the house a lot because I just get really like pissed off in situations where I'm in a big crowd or something. So I always look miserable anyway. And then I feel like I've seen many videos of someone filming themselves and there'll be someone in the background and they say, oh my God, this person was giving me the side eye the whole time. They were giving me a dirty look. Go bully them. And I have a resting bitch face. I look miserable anytime I'm not talking or laughing or like doing something active with my face. I just look miserable. Not only do I look miserable, I also look like, you guessed it, a bitch, because I have a resting bitch face. I look like I'm mean. I look like I'm side-eyeing people. I'll be one of those people, like if they filmed me at the gym, I'm just like staring at people very aggressively. And then before I snap out of it and realize, oh my God, I've just been staring at someone with a resting bitch face for the last 2 minutes. And it makes me think, like, are people just not allowed the freedom to have a resting bitch face anymore and just exist in society without being filmed and ridiculed on the internet? Now, there was a situation that I didn't talk about for some reason. I think maybe other things were happening and I just didn't get to it, where the girl was taking selfies of herself at a game, like a sports game.
Here after these random girls make fun of me for taking pics. Okay, feeling my Spice vibes. Was this necessary?
Thank you.
Criminally offensive side-eye starts recording me. Telling her bestie it. I can literally hear the whole convo. Realizing they are talking about me. Feeling super self-conscious. I wanted to cry.
And the girls in the back were making fun of her, which they blatantly were making fun of her. That's like a slightly different situation. They weren't just like side-eyeing or something, but they were like blatantly making fun of her, making her feel uncomfortable, which I totally got. But then the girl posts the TikTok, it goes viral. These girls are now doxxed. These girls, the companies that they work at have been now alerted because they were mean for 10 minutes. You know, like, I think there are just bigger crimes in the world than being mean. Sure, we can call them out, but like to dox, to threaten, send death threats, like, and then in that moment, the perpetrator becomes the victim. And then it flips and people go, oh my God, why would she post that knowing that they were gonna get doxxed? It's like, how about we just don't dox people? How about the reactions to situations be proportional to the bad thing done? And how about we just stop filming people? I get this girl was taking pictures of herself, it's slightly different, but then like, I don't know, there are just so many situations which I'm like, I don't know who to side with, because like, yeah, these girls were mean, but do they deserve to get doxxed? No, not particularly. And they could have genuinely been uncomfortable being filmed. That's the story that I'm a bit iffy on, because I think the girls were probably not very fun to be around. But at the same time, maybe they were uncomfortable being filmed. So then how do you get around that? Like they have the right to not want to be in the back of your Instagram pictures. That's another thing. Oh my God, I hate when people take pictures of me, first of all. So I just don't take pictures. I'm like, do not take a picture of me because I hate it and I'm gonna like hyper analyze it. So to then think, you know, when I see people taking pictures of themselves out and about, because I see like the influencers in the wild taking pictures of themselves, and I'm like, I just hate the idea of being in the back of your picture and you posting on Instagram and me not knowing and like looking with, it just makes me, and obviously people have the right to take pictures of themselves and they don't have to get people's permission. That's another thing where I made the bright choice to make my car this color, like pink, bright pink. So now everyone takes pictures of my car while I'm in it. So the amount of me in people's, I didn't think about this. I didn't think that pink was such a crazy color, but now thinking about it, obviously it's weird because not everyone gets pink cars. I think I've seen like 2 other pink cars in real life, 2. And like a van that was supposed to be like a company color, so it kind of doesn't count. So I should have thought about that, but I just love pink and I was like, this will make me really happy. Now I just can't stop thinking about the fact that people just have pictures of me in their camera roll. or put it on like their Instagram stories or something. And I just don't know. I don't know where I am, where my face has traveled. And that's coming from someone who's a public facing figure. Like, I put myself out on the internet and it still makes me uncomfortable. So to then just be a regular person living your life, maybe just having a resting bitch face and ending up in someone's video of them shaming you and being like, oh my god, this person is so mean, why would they look at me like that? Just being dragged to filth one day, just randomly. You've done nothing wrong, you're just living your life, and next you're getting doxxed. The company you work at is being notified that you're a mean person who had a resting bitch face. Kind of scares me. So all of this to bring two stories to you guys. So first one is, I originally talked about Mizzy, who is a public prank UK YouTuber. If you don't know the whole story, I'm not going to repeat it fully. It'll be in description. But he ended up doing a lot of public pranks, including people that weren't happy to be in those pranks, walking into strangers' houses, jumping over people, like grabbing their shoulders and jumping over them, walking up to teenage girls at a train station and touching their hair and being threatening, stealing someone's dog and then bringing it back, but like grabbed someone's dog without their permission, stuff like that. So like, you can imagine these people are not happy to be in these videos. Well, they weren't happy to be pranked, let alone then for that prank to go out on the internet without their consent. Probably wasn't very fun. In the past, Mizzy was arrested for the jumping over someone's shoulder video because he touched that person. That person ended up like tripping and like running onto a street, so they could have ended up in a really horrific accident.
Jumping on Jewish people.
See, I was
right, who were already
Jewish people. Hold up, wait a minute, wait, no, stop.
You did.
Cool, it was a Jewish person, cool. But there was a trend going around on TikTok called 300. I've done this to numerous people, black people, white people, age, any types of people. I don't discriminate. So don't stop saying Orthodox Jewish person like I only targeted him and it was only him that I went for.
Why are you targeting anybody in that manner?
What do you mean, why am I targeting anyone? It was a trend, I just done it for a trend.
What's the trend? What's the trend?
300, jump over someone at the time of the beat.
However much you scare them.
However much you scare them.
But then recently Mizzy walked into a stranger's house and filmed like inside their house. And obviously, I'm not going to repeat everything I said, but if this was a different country, the outcome would have been very different. But he came out of that unscathed, you know, physically fine. And he was arrested and was given a court order that he's not allowed to directly or indirectly post content with people, even in the background of the videos, without their explicit consent. And I think people hyper focused on the fact that he got a £365 fine and no jail time. But like, oh my god, the police are so relaxed. But I actually think they kind of hit that because his whole content is dependent on him going outside and filming outside. He's not, you know, a beauty guru. He's not filming what his favorite lipstick is in the comfort of his own home. The whole idea of his career on the internet is filming strangers outside or just filming himself outside, both people in the background. It's very difficult to leave the house and not have someone in the background of your videos. So I think the police kind of hit that in the sense that they basically cut off the main thing that he wants to do, which is be a nuisance outside. So they gave him this direct or indirect. No one's allowed to repost stuff about him as well. Like, his friends wouldn't be able to post on his behalf because that's still indirectly him posting the content. So this happened literally a few days ago. He goes on the Piers Morgan interview, which is fine, he's allowed to do that. He then posts 2 videos with people in the background and he gets arrested again. He actually posted on his Twitter account that he got arrested, and this like London and UK crime page posts a lot of stuff. So they posted that TikTok prankster Mizzy has been charged with breaching a criminal behavior order after posting a prank video on TikTok. Bakari Bronze O'Gara, which is his actual legal name, 18, known as Mizzy, was made subject to the order at the Thames Magistrates Court on Wednesday, banning him from posting videos on social media without the consent of those featured in them. O'Gara has now been charged with 3 counts, so it was 3 videos, not 2, 3 counts of breaching a criminal behavior order and placed in custody to appear at the same court on Saturday. So he'll be in jail until today. It's just happening today. This is big. Like, this is everything I've been talking about, where like these rules and laws didn't have to be put in place, you know, 20, 30 years ago because people weren't so readily carrying cameras around. Like, phone cameras weren't really a thing. Like, you could maybe take a picture with like 2 megapixels at most. Not many people had professional cameras, so it was really like a free-for-all. People could just walk around, and obviously that comes with a lot of risks, which, going back to the beginning of my video, it comes with risks of not being able to document a dangerous situation to yourself. But on the flip side, you were also able to leave the house and not feel like you were going to be doxxed and filmed and trashed on the internet without your permission, or taking part in a public prank that you didn't want to take part in. This is interesting because technically it's not illegal, but they gave him a court order to not film anyone without their consent, and he breached it, and now he's in jail. And he can actually face prison time if he continues to do it. So I'm waiting for the outcome of this. I want to see kind of where this goes and how much they enforce it. But it's very interesting to see that even the police are being like, well, we have to put some kind of a limit on what you can do and film with strangers involved. Like, and I wonder where these laws are going to go. And I hope it doesn't become too oppressive in the sense that, yeah, you're not allowed to film your interactions with the police, or you're not allowed to film interactions where you feel unsafe, and you will be penalized for that. But I also do think there should be some kind of a protection for people to not have their privacy violated anytime they leave the house. So it becomes a slippery slope. And I mean, you're filmed every day through just CCTV. There's CCTV literally everywhere. So, but it's not being used to target you on the internet, right? So then, yeah, where do you draw that line? And that's why I'm bringing this idea to you guys, because I just don't know where I draw the line. And I don't know where you guys draw the line. You get paranoid that you leave the house and someone's gonna catch you on an off day and you're gonna end up like being the target of Twitter and TikTok. So then, the story that actually brought this idea forward for me was these girls posted a TikTok of themselves at like a concert, and the guy in the back was giving them like the side eye because they were like lip syncing and singing a video, but he was right behind them, so he was like front and center pretty much in the video, and he obviously didn't want to be. Someone on Twitter said, somebody needs to investigate the instinctual disdain men have for women who are happy and having fun. How does society fix this? So it became the man's problem, which I don't defend men a lot, but here I am. I mean, I would have defended anyone in that situation. So I don't think this is like a men versus women issue. This is just someone that didn't want to be in your video issue. And I think anyone would have a bit of a weird reaction to just being so like camera in your face, you know? And then I'm in shambles right now. Just found out the chilling fact, not one, but two men were involved in this incident. And the guy in the back, like, probably just looked in your general direction. Like, I don't, you know? People are replying to this like, I partake in this very mainstream and active denigration of young girls. What's wrong with this? Please read theory and do better. Many harmful things were once mainstream and accepted. Slavery, child marriage, seatbelts. We're comparing someone not wanting to be filmed by a stranger to slavery. We have to call this unhinged because I don't know what else to call this. And someone replied and said, I've also noticed that when teens/young women are having fun or doing something silly in a video, there's comments mocking or sexualizing them, but young men, teens can post videos doing anything and not be criticized. Valid point, not for this though. And someone quote tweeted and said, it's actually not the responsibility of strangers to react joyfully to being recorded without their permission to be shared on your social medias. Investigate that. And I completely agree. It's cool how everyone has to maintain a perfectly stoic, inoffensive poker face at all times, or else they might get caught in the background of a TikTok and have their life ruined by a 19-year-old girl online. Oh, okay. Now she's implying the guys are gay. Two gay men behind them. They seem close. Once again, using gay as some kind of an almost insult, some kind of gotcha, like, oh, they might be gay. Like, okay, so what if they are? Like, and then what? And then where do we go from here? I have an extremely expressive face, which is why I was good at streaming games. But it also means if I'm ever in the background of one of these videos, I'll definitely get cancelled for making a face somebody doesn't like. My face is just always expressing emotions. I could be not speaking, but you will know what I'm thinking. And if I catch myself being so in someone's video, you will know about it. So if you guys ever see a video of me on TikTok with 5 million likes and people dragging me being like, oh my God, this girl in the background, this blonde bitch in the back, side-eyed you. I did. Someone said I should be allowed to roll my eyes at people who are content creating in public. Me too. And that is kind of where I want to leave this, because yeah, once again, I'm so conflicted on where you draw the line with things. Where's the gray zone? Where do we draw the line at? I mean, at the end of the day, like, I should be allowed to not be pleased with being in someone else's video. I know it's legal for someone to film me because I'm in public and I'm putting myself in a situation where someone has the right to film me, but I should also be allowed to roll my eyes or give you the side eye without being doxxed. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this. Are you a paranoid leaving the house? Subscribe to the bell icon for engagement, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.